What's going on, everybody? Today I'm working on my dad's 2002 R53 Mini Cooper supercharged. It had one bad injector, so I decided to replace all 4 injectors. The problem I had was that the injectors were actually seized in place. So as I was trying to pull the injectors out, they were seized and would not come out. So I went online to try to find some videos of how to remove these. So what I've been doing is I've been using an extractor tool. Here, I'll show you. One of these tools right here to get it in there and try to turn it, but that didn't work. So then I started drilling into it. And there's a problem in a dangerous way of drilling into these injectors because you're risking putting metal shavings into your engine block. You don't want to do that and drop shavings in your head. So as I drill a little bit, I keep using an air compressor to blow it out. I soak it in PB Blast or WD-40 and just keep working my way out. So I've already removed one. I got these 2 blocked here. One's already been removed here. I don't know if you can see that very well, but this one's removed. Still needs to be cleaned out, but that's looking down into the head. So that one's removed. And you can see this one's broken. This one, the actual toughest one to get to because it's underneath the air intake port for the supercharger. It's right there. That's actually loose. And what I've been doing is letting them soak for a couple days in PB Blast. And I grabbed them with a pair of 90-degree needle nose pliers. These guys right here. And I've been working my way on grabbing it and turning it, grabbing it and turning it. And as you can see, this one's loose. So, but it's still stuck in there because the O-rings, this car is 18 years old. This motor only has 87,000 miles, but there was a lot of corrosion here. As you can see, this one's the only loose one, and it happens to be the toughest position one because of this guy right here. So, I got that one done. This was probably 3 or 4 days of just trying to work my way out of getting that thing out. And then this one here is also broken off. And I can show you what that looks like, because unfortunately the new injectors are from Bosch, but they don't look identical, so it's hard for me to see how deep this injector was going in. But now that I got one clean, you could see the injector just snapped as I pulled on it, and it just corroded metal. The O-ring is still stuck in there. You can see the O-ring right there. So there's this O-ring, and then there's another O-ring below it. So that one's already out. So I'm going to keep working my way, pulling this out. So what I've been doing is I've been using these little chisels, like this here, these little metal punches, and I've been just tapping side to side, tap side to side in here to try to see if I can break this loose. And if that doesn't work, I just start drilling. So that's what we have here on this one. I start using smaller drill bits, work my way out to bigger drill bits, of course metal drill bits, and work my way out on basically making the outer wall of this injector thinner so that I can grab and pull. And that's how I did it on this one here. This one here, when I did get it out, I almost dropped the lower part of the injector down into the head, but I was able to grab it with these needle nose pliers and pull with an awl. I had a awl here, this guy, one of these, and I hooked it, pulled on it with these pliers here, and it came out. So I'm going to keep on working. There's a piece of it. So what I did there is I did not want to drill so deep that it broke the rest of the injector and fell into the cylinder head. So I have this real skinny magnet. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way out and getting this. This is the bigger piece that fell in. But now the bottom of the ejector is in there, and then metal shavings. And as you can see here, there's a lot of little metal shavings I'm just going to keep cleaning off. And here is the bottom of the injector. So the big pieces are out of the cylinder block, thank God. But I'm definitely going to be running some seafoam through this thing after I'm done cleaning this out as much as I can right now with this magnet. But as you, I don't know if you could tell, but this little magnet here is pretty skinny. So it fits nice inside of there. So I'm just going to keep working for about 10 or 15 more minutes while I clean this cylinder head out through the injector hole. What I'm doing is I'm basically letting it touch the top of the piston and just keep wiggling this thing around and then work my way back slowly. And any metal shavings, I can barely see here. I don't know, it won't focus. There you go. So I'm going to keep doing that. Alright, as you can see, I got two of the injectors out. The one all the way to the right is still broken, and this left one here is, I'm hoping I can just pop it out because it seems very loose. So I'm going to keep working that left one. Alright, as you can see here, I got all four out. Even the loose one on the end ended up breaking, but I was able to get a pry bar, this bad boy right here, with a screwdriver, and with the angle I popped it. and it went flying across the whole entire garage and hit the garage door. Thank God not a window. But yeah, all four are out. Unfortunately, these 3 cylinder heads are pretty much free of any loose debris. This guy, when I was drilling out the cylinder, or excuse me, the fuel injector, when I was drilling out the fuel injector, I pushed the fuel injector down into the cylinder head. So I've been trying to get it out with a magnet, and I've been unsuccessful because it still has the O-ring on it. So it's been impossible basically to get it out. So I'm going to keep working this and see if I can get it out. But right now it's pretty difficult. So I'm going to stop here. Alright, so I was able to get the broken piece out. Let's see if I can get this on film here. I'm going to sit it here. So this piece right here was the piece I was drilling to get it unseized from this hole down in here. So that's the one that it got stuck in. So it fell in there. I was chasing it with a magnet. Could not get it to come back through because it has this O-ring attached. So what I did was I had planned to remove the entire intake manifold so I can clean everything out of the cylinder heads. But I removed this piece here, this elbow that goes down to the throttle body, and it connects up to the intercooler. So I removed these 3 11mm bolts, one here, one down in here, right there. I was able to loosen that, and then I used my magnet to chase. So I used this long magnet and I chased it through the cylinder heads, and I was able to clean it out and get all the metal shavings off of it, and to get this piece of broken injector. You can still see this metal shavings just from leaving this on the floor. This magnet is pretty strong, and it's like a snake magnet. It bends all kind of angles. So I was able to get it down through and into the ports all the way across and cleaned out all the metal shavings, and now I'm putting it back together. Alright, now that I've assembled the air intake, the throttle body, all the air inlets that you see here, this is all put back together. The sensors are put back together on the front here. I'm going to start cleaning out the fuel injector ports. I got a Q-tip here because of the amount of like seized material, whether it's rubber, metal, whatever. I just want to clean it out, so I'm going to use a Q-tip to start cleaning that out. I might put a little WD-40 in there. One of the things I'm going to do probably right away is change the oil, because any little metal fragments that I might have dropped in there that I wasn't able to pick up with a magnet, although I did pick up whatever little metal shavings I can reach, and I went into every port through the intake ports and I was able to get that all out. But I still want to get a good oil change done. I'll probably run some seafoam through it actually. Okay, I'm going to be installing the new injectors. I'm using a Q-tip with some petroleum jelly right here. You're going to want to coat these O-rings. On all 4 of them. Alright, new injectors are in. It's running real good. Ran kind of rough at first, probably because of all the WD-40 and PB Blast that was sitting in the cylinders. And I had a little vacuum leak on the boot, the rubber boot for the intercooler on this side. It was kind of loose, but I was able to tighten that up. All the hoses are tightened up. I'm going to work on changing the exhaust out in this car. I think it has a small leak on the header or the exhaust manifold. But I have a replacement exhaust manifold right there from a parts car I had, and an entire catback OEM new system from the parts car that I stripped down for this one. So I'm just happy to see that this one is running again. Let me see if I can get in there and show you the new injectors. Do the best I can here. Let's see if I can get in there. There's two. Hard to see, but there they are. There's two of them. Can't really see the, oh yeah, maybe a little bit there. And then one down in here. So, done for now.